I want to tell you that Jesus is alive, and he will speak to you and to anyone who really wants to hear him. I want to read to you what Jesus said in John chapter 6. I'm going to start in verse 53. Most assuredly, I say to you, unless you eat the flesh of the Son of Man and drink his blood, you have no life in you. Whoever eats my flesh and drinks my blood has eternal life, and I will raise him up at the last day. For my flesh is food indeed, and my blood is drink indeed. He who eats my flesh and drinks my blood abides in me, and I in him. As the living Father sent me, and I live because the Father, so he who feeds on me will live because of me. This is the bread which came down from heaven, not as your fathers ate the manna and are dead. He who eats this bread will live forever. You need to be hearing from Jesus daily and having fresh revelation from him. It is the fresh bread that comes to Christians every single day that know that Jesus is alive. Our God is not a dead God that is stuck inside a book. Most Christians are going to the Bible trying to seek out the Bible information to have a revelation from God, but they never are really hearing from Jesus. Jesus is alive, and he will speak to you if you have a real prayer life, if your heart is right before him, and if you wait upon him. Do you really want to hear from Jesus? Do you want to have that fresh revelation from him? Or are you like the Christians who have a stale old walk with the Lord? Maybe many years ago you came to the Lord, but you've heard nothing from him since. Maybe you just read the Bible and you hear all the words of Jesus in the Bible, but you never hear from Jesus today. Do you know what is happening in the kingdom of heaven today? Do you hear from Jesus today because you're eating of his flesh and drinking of his blood? Or are you more like the stale Christians? I encourage you to have a real prayer life. Hear from Jesus because he is alive. He wants to speak to you, but your heart has to be right before him. May the grace of Jesus be with you.